here. So today another week, another video, and another video to keep you focused on your recovery, to keep you in the right mindset, and to keep you inspired and keep on going. Today's video, actually, I want to talk about something I already shared on my Instagram, and I made this Instagram post about why recovery eating is not the same as normal eating. And I'm gonna talk about it, like what do I mean by this, because I think many people have this misconception about eating disorder recovery. They think that after coming maybe from years and years or even decades of a restrictive eating disorder, they think they should be able to go to normal eating in recovery. And if this doesn't happen quick enough, then they panic, they freak out, they think something is wrong, and they start to restrict again. They start to sabotage their recovery. They don't trust the recovery path because they have this misconception about what the recovery actually is and what to expect from recovery, and also what is normal in recovery. And also they tend to compare their eating in recovery, again, like after coming from restrictive eating disorder, they compare their recovery eating to maybe a normal person who never had an eating disorder. Because when you come from a restrictive eating disorder, where you have restricted calories, you have overexercised, you have purged many times a day, you have done like fasts or detoxes or whatever restrictive behavior. It doesn't really matter what is the restriction. Restriction is a restriction. So if you come from years of that, then in eating disorder recovery, things like having extreme hunger is totally normal. And if you know about the Minnesota starvation experiment, even those men had the extreme hunger after a period of starvation, and they didn't have any eating disorder before that. And over time, their hunger cues balanced out. And also, for example, I came from orthorexia, and even I stopped calorie restriction, but I restricted a lot of different foods. I had the good and bad foods mindset. So in recovery, things like massive cravings of like junk food or sugary foods or whatever you have deemed in your mind as bad, this is what you crave the most. Not because you are somehow going insane and are addicted to those foods, but because of the years and years of restriction you come from. So extreme hunger is normal, having massive cravings is normal. If you have a lot of fear foods, craving only those foods is normal. Also sensations like feeling very full physically, but mentally still thinking about food, still not being satisfied, this is normal. And also abnormal hunger cues is normal. It will take some time to balance out. So all of those weird hunger sensations and cravings and feeling like you're binging and feeling like you're just addicted to food, feeling like you are full but still wanting more food, like all of those things are normal because you come from a restrictive past. And again, a normal person hasn't had an eating disorder. This is why they're able to eat normally. But you have an entirely different situation going on. So this is why you can never compare your recovery eating to how a normal person eats. And again, like many people have this misconception about recovery that first it's the restrictive eating disorder and then comes the normal eating. But actually this is not true. What is actually the recovery path is first you have the restrictive eating disorder, then you enter a stage of recovery where you're gonna start to change all of the eating disorder habits and behaviors. You stop all the dieting, all the restriction or purging or overexercising. You give your body rest, you rewire the brain, and by doing all that you get to normal eating. So can you see that this is the path of recovery? Because if you could just go from a restrictive eating disorder to normal eating, then we wouldn't even have the thing as recovery. We wouldn't even need it. And I think this is what people don't understand, that you are in recovery. Recovery eating is not yet same as normal eating, but actually doing everything that's necessary for recovery over time you will get to normal eating. So I guess this video is just a reminder for you to stay on a recovery path and kind of have a very clear idea what the recovery is. And in my book I also explain about the recovery symptoms, about the extreme hunger, what you're gonna expect from recovery, what's gonna happen, how to go through it step by step. Like, having this knowledge about recovery, it really is powerful and you actually understand what's going on. And intuitive eating actually in my book is the last paragraph, because first you have to go through all the chapters of recovery, like stopping restriction and stopping the exercising and compensation and everything. And then in the very last thing, you get back to intuitive eating or normal eating. Because I know the eating disorder will try to tell you that your eating is abnormal, nobody else eats this way, so like what you're doing in recovery is wrong, the cravings are wrong, the extreme hunger is wrong, it's never gonna work. But actually, if you understand that like this is recovery, it should not feel normal, because your past, where you come from, the restriction wasn't normal. So this is why you have to go through a phase of recovery. You're gonna experience some normal common recovery symptoms, and over time your hunger will balance out and you're gonna feel normal. And when I finally understood this, it really speeded up my recovery, because I stopped fighting with the recovery. I stopped trying to be like normal eater even when I had the extreme hunger. I stopped suppressing my hunger, and I just finally surrendered to the recovery, because I understood that this is a necessary phase, temporary phase I need to go through. And as long as I was trying to skip the phase of recovery, I will never get to normal eating. So I really hope this video helped you keep on your recovery path and keep your focus. And you can also let me know in the comments what you think, and also like this video and please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time. Bye.